morning. Today I am going to explain Biot-Savart's law of class 12 physics. It is experimentally determined by the Biot and Savarts that the magnetic field dB at a point P due to the current element CD of length dl carrying current I is directly proportional to the strength of the current. It is directly proportional to the strength of the current and is directly proportional to the length of the current element and is directly proportional to the sine of angle between the line joining the point and the current element, this angle theta, and is inversely proportional to dB is inversely proportional to square of the distance from the current element CD to the point P where we want to calculate the magnetic field intensity. So combining all together we will get here dB proportional to IDL sine theta by r square into at dB is magnetic induction is vector quantity, so we have to put here a vector, unit vector. So dB is equal to, we can write here k IDL sine theta by r square into r cap. Here k is equal to 1 in SI in CGS unit, but k is equal to mu naught by 4 pi in SI unit. K has value mu naught by 4 pi in SI unit. Here mu naught is magnetic permeability of free space. Free space means vacuum, and its value will be given, mu naught is equal to, it will be given 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere, Tesla T meter per ampere, ampere minus 1, or Henry per meter, or we can say Weber per ampere per meter. This is the unit of mu naught, magnetic permeability. Magnetic permeability is nothing, it is the ability of the medium to pass the magnetic field lines of forces through them. So mu naught is this, and here k has value, k will have k is equal to this mu naught by 4 pi, and this mu naught has value this, therefore 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 by 4 pi, therefore it will have value 10 to the power minus 7. K will have the value this one, and unit will be same, Tesla meter per ampere or Henry per meter or Weber per ampere. So this is the value of K in SI unit. Now I am going to determine the magnetic field on the axis of a circular coil using Biot-Savart's law. Let us consider a circular coil. This is the circular coil of radius, its radius is R, and we have to determine the magnetic field intensity on its axis here. So it is in the air, so we will draw the point P here. P is the point here where we want to calculate the magnetic field intensity due to this circular coil carrying current I. Let the point is at a distance of x from the center of the circular coil. For using Biot-Savart's law, we have to consider a small current element in the coil. This is the current element, which is AB of length dl. dl is the length of this current element, and this current element is termed as AB, and this is the tangent on this current element. This is the tangent on this element. From center of the current element, this is the line joining the point P, and this distance, let it is A, and this is R. This makes an angle 90 degree. The line, here line, it is O dash to P, it makes 90 degree. You have to think it in three-dimensional. It is tangent like this. This is tangent, and line is along this direction. So the angle between these two marker pen is 90 degree, and that is why this is taken as 90 degree here. So this angle is taken as beta. This angle is beta now. It is supposed, and this distance is not x, it may be taken as x, and this distance is r. Here it is r. This one is A. So what will be the magnetic field at this point due to this current element? And this current, due to this current element, let the magnetic field is dB, and it will be along this direction at a right angle to the line of this. This is at right angle to that. Similarly, we can take another current element in the lower side, and again we can take the current element here that will be along this direction. If you meet this line, then it will be on 90 degree from there. So as this is vector quantity, we can resolve dB into two mutually perpendicular direction. One is along this direction perpendicular to OP, and other along the direction of OP. So as this angle is beta, therefore that angle will be also beta. This angle will be also beta, and therefore this component will be dB cos beta, and along this direction it will be dB sin beta. Similarly, if we resolve the lower component, we will get here component dB cos beta along this direction, and dB sine beta along the horizontal direction. And the value of dB here will be dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by this a square. This a square. Here theta is this one, theta is equal to 90, so we can directly put here 90 degree. So sine 90 will be 1, and therefore it will be mu naught by 4 pi I dl by a square. This will be the dB. Therefore dB cos beta and here dB cos beta are equal and opposite. Therefore they will get cancelled out. These two components will get cancelled out, as we know that the dB will be in different directions due to the different current elements. If we consider so many current elements, then dB will be in different direction for the different current elements, and so each dB can be resolved. We have resolved here, and here these two equally and opposite components of this magnetic field intensity will get cancelled out. So as a whole total, the magnetic field will be along this direction. This will be the total magnetic field along the horizontal direction, and these two will get cancelled because they are equal and opposite. Therefore we can write net magnetic field intensity at P due to the two current element, that will be magnetic field intensity due to the two current element, that B will be equal to integration of dB sine beta, 2 dB sine beta, dB sine beta plus dB sine beta, 2 dB sine beta, and this will be the line integral. If we integrate it for the whole circumference, we will get the total magnetic field. So on substituting the value of dB, we will get mu naught by 4 pi I dl by a square into sine beta, here this is 2, and integration. So taking our constant will be taken outside. If we take the constant outside, 2 mu naught I by this will be 4 pi a square, 4 pi a square, and then here sine beta integration dl, and the limit of integration will be from 0 to pi, and the radius was r, therefore pi r, radius will be, I have supposed the radius as r. Here it is taken half of the circumference because 2 is taken here, and therefore this will be the magnetic field. So after integrating, we will get here 2 mu naught I sine beta divided by 4 pi a square into dl, the integration will be L, and 0 to pi r. Therefore substituting the value of upper limit minus lower limit, we will get here pi r. So 2 mu naught I sine beta divided by 4 pi a square into pi r. Here from triangle COP in the figure, here I have eliminated the figure. In the figure, here figure is here like this. This point is O, this is P, this is O1. So COP, therefore from triangle O1OP, this is right angle triangle, this was beta, this was X, A and R. So from this we can write sine beta is equal to, we can write R by A. Therefore B is equal to 2 mu naught I by 4 pi A square into pi R above, and sine has value R by A. Therefore it will become 2 mu naught I pi R square divided by 4 pi A cube. 4 pi A cube. Therefore 4 pi A cube. Some quantity may cancel, but I am not cancelling here. So in the next step, B is equal to mu naught I R square by 2 A cube. From this figure we can write A is equal to x square plus R square power half. Therefore A cube will have value this, and substituting the value of A cube in this equation, we will get B is equal to mu naught I R square 2 into x square plus R square 3 by 2. If this is for the one number of turns, if let now there are n number of turns is in the coil, then what will happen? The magnetic field will become n times of this single turn. So simply you have to multiply here n. So the finally for n number of turns of the coil, the magnetic field intensity on the axis of the circular coil carrying current I will be given by this expression, and the direction of magnetic field will be decided by the right hand thumb rule. Now consider case 1. This is case 1. We are considering case 1, that x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. That means that is point P is on the center of the circular coil. Point now it comes on the center of the circular coil. It was previously away on the axis. Now this point is on the center O. What will be there? What will happen to the magnetic field? So substituting x is equal to 0, we will get the expression for magnetic field intensity here. So we will get here B is equal to mu naught n I R square divided by 2 R square to the power 3 by 2. So we will get, after solving, mu naught n I R square divided by 2, or 2 into R to the power 3. So simply we will get mu naught n I by 2R. So this will be the expression for the magnetic field intensity at the center of the circular coil. Now considering another case, if the point is far away, from the coil, if point is very away from the coil, then what will happen? Let us see another case. Case 2. If point is far away from the coil. What will happen? At that time, X is very larger. X will become very larger than R. Then what can we do? This in the denominator we can neglect the R square. This R can be neglected. Then what will happen? R in the denominator can be neglected or it can be dropped. Therefore, the expression will become, by using this expression, B is equal to mu naught Ni R square divided by 2 into this X square to the power 3 by 2. Now R square is neglected here. So what will happen here? It will become mu naught Ni R square divided by 2x cube. So this will be the magnetic field intensity in this case.